Good morning, good afternoon. Today's lesson is entitled Writing a Position Paper. You can find it on your book, Unit 3, Lesson 1, pages 102 to 110. So, this will be just a short discussion, a thorough discussion as well, with a position paper. Based on the introduction, as you can say, or as you can read, no, a position paper is an essay or written report that presents a person's attitude, an option, and intention about a specific issue. It could be published in politics, law, academic, and other domains. So basically, a position paper is more likely an essay that is written in a paragraph form. You can write it in a narrative form as well, as long as you can be able to provide a justifiable stand or point of view towards a specific issue. Okay, a position paper is also sometimes called a point of view paper. You can also read that from your book. And similar to a debate, a position paper is just printed or typewritten or written on a paper or any medium or material. Whereas a debate, this is more likely a um, uh, um, pointing a point of view or providing a stand to a specific issue in a vocal manner. Okay, so this type of paper takes one side of an argument about a certain issue and presents such argument in an organized manner. So, as I mentioned, no, this is more likely a debate. The difference is that debate is vocalized, however, the position paper is written on a piece of a paper or a medium. Okay, what else? What is the purpose of a position paper? So the goal of a position paper is to persuade the readers that you have a well-founded knowledge in coming up with your argument and that your opinion is valid and unjustifiable. So the reason that you have the reason or the purpose of writing a position paper from the word itself, no, you have to take a position, you have to take a side, you have to take a stand, okay, on a specific matter. Say for example, what do you think about the vaccination program of the Duterte administration as we approach, no, the second or the second year, the coming second year of the pandemic. So we're done with the first year and then ito na tayo, magpapangalawang taon na tayo. Now, what do you think is the plan or what do you think on the vaccination program that the government is implementing as of now? Would you agree that it is working or would you agree that this is not working? So, in writing a position paper, you have to select one. Okay? Pipili ka lang ng isa. Would you agree or would you disagree? Something like that. Okay, thus it is important to address all sides of the issue and refute counterclaims by presenting evidences. Say for example, sa isang hukuman, merong isang pinagbibintangan, no? Sabi ng victim, siya ang may sala. Nasabi naman tag dito, ng attorney ng kabilang kampo, hindi siya ang may sala. Now, in order for you to claim that that person is indeed, no, the person na nagkasala sa iyo, no, you have to provide evidences or supporting documents in order for you to validate your claim, no, para maging valid yung claim mo. What else? Normally, a position paper is allowing you to present an arguable opinion based from fact or factual information, typically that of the author or some specified entity. And the main goal of a position paper is to convince the audience that the opinion presented is valid and worth listening to. Now, you have to make sure that the information that you're saying or providing is something that the people would want to hear or the people would want to understand. No, dapat yung claim mo is something that the people or the mass would likely wanted to hear more. Okay, what else? Another purpose of a position paper, similar to the one that we have a while. Now, it is very important to ensure that you're addressing all sides of the issue and presenting it in a manner that's easy for your audience to understand. Now, ang purpose ng position paper is to persuade people, persuade the mass, persuade as many people as possible, okay, that what you're saying or what your stand is correct. Okay, and they must believe to what you're saying, na dapat maniwala sila sa sinasabi mo. Right? So, ang magandang paraan para mapaniwala mo yung mga tao is that you have to support your claim with supporting factual information or evidences. Dapat klaro, dapat provided ang lahat ng mga information na kakailanganin ng mga tao. Okay? Now, meron lang 4 na steps that was written on your book, but actually there are some websites no, na nagsasabi there are 5 steps in order for you to write a strong position paper sa thought.co or thoughtco.com. No, sabi nila there are 5 steps, no? Halos the same lang. You have to select your paper, conduct a preliminary research, no? Tapos dito sa book, no, you have formulate and then you have the organization. But sa ibang mga websites, no, sinasabi nila doon, you have to challenge your own topic, you have to question your own topic. But let's focus more on the idea provided in the book. Okay, so first, sabi dyan, you have to select a topic. You have to think of a topic that interests you and establish the arguability of such issue. No? Say for example, death penalty. Would you agree or would you disagree with the death penalty? Say for example, you are born in a Christian family, no? So for sure, hindi ka mag-agree, or syempre that would depend, no? But most likely you would disagree, right? Bakit? Kasi you're born and raised in a culture that does not allow that as a penalty, no, or as a punishment kapag nagkakasala or nagkakamali, right? So most likely ang pipiliin mo is you would disagree. Okay? Mahirapan ka, why? Pag pinili mo yung agree pero hindi naman yun, or say for example labag yun sa puso mo or sa loob mo, no, mahihirapan ka na i-prove yun. Bakit? Kasi as you unlock, no, or as you provide more supporting evidences to the claim, no, sa isang panig na hindi mo na personally hindi mo na pinapaniwalaan, mahihirapan ka na ipagtanggol yon. Okay? That's why you have to select something that would interest you, no, yung something na interesante para sa iyo. What else? As you select your topic, you have to ask yourself as well, no, ito bang topic na to, ano ba to, pinag-uusapan ba to, right? Itong topic na ba to, ito ba ay pinag-uusapan, no? Katulad nung lately lang, usong-uso, 'di ba? Ang lugaw ba essential, 'di ba? Some would say, no, ang lugaw ay essential, pero si lugaw daw hindi, no? May bahid politika na. Okay? So, yun. You have to select a specific topic. Something that is controversial, mas pinag-uusapan, mas maraming tao ang makikinig. Okay? Kaya mga Pilipino, 'di ba, mahilig sila sa chismis. Sila talaga, no? Mahilig ang mga Pilipino sa chismis, 'di ba? Bakit? The more na mas pinag-uusapan yung topic, the more na mas nakaka-relate ang mas maraming tao, the more na mas maraming makikinig. Okay? The more na mas controversial, much better. So, in writing a position paper, pagpili pala ng topic, dapat magandang topic na yung napili, and you have to select your side na, no? Dapat makapili ka na kung anong side ang papanigan mo. Would you agree or would you disagree? Next, are there two distinct positions in the issue? Baka naman ang position lang ay in relation with the topic, lahat lang ay most likely positive lang ang lalabas, no? Say for example, yung pagkamatay ngayon ni Prince Charles, na asawa ni Queen Elizabeth II, no, lately lang. So syempre, most of the people would mourn, 'di ba? Pero sa Twitter nung nag-check ako kanina, no, ang mga tao pa rin, may nagpo-post pa rin talaga ng mga memes, right? Pero most of the people would mourn with the bereaved um, royal family. Siyempre, makikidalamhati. So, hindi yun maganda. Bakit? Kasi, most of the people would go for, no, sa pakikidalamhati. No, walang kokontra doon. 'Di ba? So, yun ang hindi magandang klase ng pagpili. Oops, balik tayo. No, what else? Ang issue ba na yun ay current, napapanahon ba? Baka naman yung topic na pinili mo ay ano na, panahon pa ng kopong-kopong, 'di ba? Panahon pa ni Magellan, 'di ba? So dapat yung issue na pipiliin mo ay makabago or napapanahon. Why? Kapag mas napapanahon yung isang topic, mas pinag-uusapan siya, mas controversial siya, mas madali ka makakuha ng mga ideas, no? Either from the netizens, from the news, or from the magazines or yung mga nilalathala online or mga blogs, 'di ba? Mas current, mas makabago, mas maganda. Okay? Kasi mas pag-uusapan. What else? Is the scope of the topic narrow enough to tackle? Baka naman yung usapin ay isang napakalawak na diskurso. Say for example, no, support ka ba kay President Duterte? Or approve ka ba kay President Duterte? Now, in what terms? Kasi sobrang lawak nun. You have to narrow it down. In what terms? In his good governance, no, sa kanya bang pamamalakad, in his strategies and skills sa pamamalakad, yung kanya bang pagpili ng mga appointees, and so on and so forth, yung kanya bang pag-handle ng mga situation, ng mga current situation na hinarap natin, doon ba, etc. and etc. So, dapat yung isang malawak or yung vague na topic, you have to narrow it down into a topic that is most likely, no, madaling mapag-usapan. Okay? At madaling ma-defend as well. Next, number 2, you have to do your own research. Diba? Preliminary research is necessary to determine whether sufficient evidence is available to back up your stance. You don't want to get too attached to a topic that falls apart under a specific challenge. Now, in order for you to research, no, or to conduct your research, okay, you have to search for a few reputable websites online, something like an education website with .edu, no, sa kanyang domain, and the government website, yun naman yung may .gov sa domain or sa link, no, to find these professional studies and statistics. So, para makakuha ka ng mga mas reliable na mga information, you have to go to education and government websites. Kung wala naman, nandiyan naman si Google, no, you can find a lot of PDF materials as much as possible. Do not rely on Wikipedia. Okay? Next, if you come up with nothing after an hour of searching, or if you find that your position doesn't stand up to the findings on the reputable stand or sites, you have to choose another topic. Kung wala ka talaga makita na supporting evidences, no, supporting ideas or information dun sa pinili mong topic, move on ka na, no? Pili ka ng panibagong topic because you cannot be able to provide, no, justifiable and substantial evidences or supporting documents. Matatalo ka agad, right? So this could save you a lot of frustration later on kapag natalo ka. So much better na pumili ka na lang ng panibagong topic. It says in your book as well that you may have your own opinion about the topic that you have selected, but it is still best to find or have an intensive research to make sure that you're knowledgeable enough to voice out a specific argument. Diba? So, yes, alam na natin yung idea. Meron tayong prior knowledge towards a specific topic. No? Say for example, yung nasa book ninyo, very outdated na to. No? It talks about RH Bill. Pero still, ang RH Bill ay hindi pa rin naipapasa. Anyway, ano ba mga usapin ngayon? Say for example, no, yung West Philippine Sea. No, yung claim ng China, recently lang, there is a news that ABS-CBN team was hinabol, no, ng mga Chinese militia ships, no. So that is a challenging topic. Now, would you agree or would you disagree to the tag dito, aggressive attacks, hindi naman siguro attacks, no? But to the aggressive move of China towards West Philippine Sea, yung pagtatayo nila ng um, mga artificial sandbars, no? And islands dun sa territory na meron tayo, di ba? So somehow, meron tayong idea because madalas natin siyang nababasa sa Facebook, sa Twitter, or napapanood natin siya sa news. But, though meron na tayong personal ideas, hindi yun ang pagbabasehan natin. Remember, in selecting or in writing a position paper, you have to have a factual information and not just based on opinion. That's the reason why research is one of the most important part or step in writing a position paper. Kasi si research ang magiging pundasyon mo, no, sa bubuin mong position paper. Kapag palpak, no, ang research mo, kapag palpak ang references mo or yung source ng information mo, for sure palpak din yung kalalabasan ng iyong position paper. No, you cannot be able to provide a justifiable claim on a specific topic. So doon pa lang, no, sa West Philippine Sea, medyo mainit ng topic yan. No? So you have to make or to do an in-depth research on that topic. Okay? So napakaraming sources. You can find a lot of documentaries online sa YouTube, BBC, ano pa ba? Sa GMA, ABS-CBN, PTV, etc. Napakadami nating sources. Okay? But you have to select your source then kasi not all sources from the internet are factual or reliable. Also, in doing your research, no, you have to examine the counterclaims of the issue to build a strong foundation of your argument. So, wag ka lang mag-research ng mga topic that would support your idea, but you also have to search for questions, no? Ano yung mga possible questions na ibabato sa akin kapag ito yung supporting document ko sa number 2, sa number 3, sa number 4, ang ilalagay ko. So, para at least, batuhin ka man nila ng napakaraming tanong, no? Sa pagpe-present mo ng iyong position paper, batuhin ka man ng maraming tanong, no? Meron kang backup answer. Okay? Next, number 3, you have to formulate. Kapit na tayo matapos. Now, you have to formulate a thesis as a brief statement that asserts your claims or position about the issue. Deciding which side to take and writing down your thesis statement will give direction to your paper. Now, you must know your opposite view, or you don't have to look at your position, no, kung ano yung ano yung papanigan mo, but you also have to look at the opposite view, yung sa kalaban mo, no? You have to take time to determine all the possible challenges you might face as you support your view. Now, your position paper must address the opposing view and chip away at it with counter evidence. Ito yung sinasabi natin kanina, no? That you have to search for questions or possible questions na ibabato sa'yo. You have to consider that in writing your or in formulating your thesis statement. Dapat mabuo mo na yon. Okay? What else? Thesis statement should be built up as well, no? In the very first part of your essay, or in the very first part of your position paper. Now, in providing your thesis statement, ano ba yung thesis statement? The thesis statement is your introductory message that will summarize all the other information or all the other supporting evidences na ilalagay mo sa iyong position paper in the middle of the essay. Okay? Now, papakitaan ko kayo ng isang, ito pala mamaya, no? So, pakita natin mamaya. So, ito yung pinaka-format that you have to, or the outline that you have to follow, no? It's, kapag naka-essay part ka, sa introduction, ilalagay mo na yung general statement mo or your thesis statement. Again, ano ba yung thesis statement? Thesis statement, ito yung pinaka summarization, no? Pero hindi siya conclusion, but a thesis statement is it tells the reader how you will interpret the significance of the subject matter under discussion It is also the roadmap for your paper. Ibig sabihin, ito yung pinakasusundan na mga supporting topic or supporting evidence mo. Okay? Kumbaga, without the thesis statement, magiging mahina ang pundasyon ng iyong position paper. Next, after writing down your introduction, another paragraph is your body, which composed of either 3 supporting evidences. Now, you have your 3 topic sentence or sentences na sinusuportahan naman ng mga concluding statement or mga supporting evidences with concluding sentence or statement. Say for example, usaping West Philippine Sea. Tapos sa introduction mo pa lang sa yung thesis statement, sinabi mo na, I disagree with what China is doing in the West Philippine Sea. Body, punta tayo ng body. No? Ano yung first topic sentence mo? Sabihin mo doon halimbawa, no, their 9-dash line is not reliable as what the UNCLOS is stating, etc. and etc. So ilagay mo na doon, no, 1 supporting evidence, number 2 supporting evidence, number 3 supporting evidence. Pagdating mo ng concluding statement, you only have to write down, no, ito lang yung mga most na inilalagay. That's why that's why, no, say for example dun nga sa West Philippine Sea, no, that's why we cannot China cannot only stand, okay, by using the 9-dash line as their basis for claiming these islands or these reefs, no, as their own, because UNCLOS already stated that Philippines has the right, and other countries such as Vietnam, no, Malaysia, Brunei, has the right to take part of that West Philippine Sea or that South China Sea. Then, another topic sentence, no? So, meron ka ng una, sinabi ng UNCLOS, no, na ang 9-dash line ay hindi pwedeng pagbasihan. Next, another topic sentence. Ano naman to? Pangalawang topic sentence, another supporting evidence, no, nang ilalagay mo dyan. Next, siguro yung sa EEZ, no, yung economic zone of 200 nautical miles na binigay ng United Nations sa bawat bansa. Siguro ilalagay dito, no, yung batas or yung kasunduan na pinagkasunduan, yung pinirmahan ng lahat ng mga bansa, especially the Philippines as well as China, nakapirma dyan, no? So another topic sentence yan. And then number 3, siguro yung mga statement ng mga presidents or whatnot. So yun, pwede natin ilagay dyan. And then the last part is your conclusion. Sabi dyan, note the body is the longest part of the essay and can contain as many paragraphs as necessary to support the controlling ideas of your thesis statement. Diba? So, pwede na hindi lang 3 ang ilalagay mo sa iyong body. As much information as possible, pwede. Okay? As long as you can be able to justify those statements or sentences or paragraphs even, no, with reliable sources or references. Okay? So, mahalaga, say for example, no, nagko-quote tayo ng mga ideas or information coming from our sources, it is best that we have to write down our references either on the bottom of the position paper or at least, no, proper citation ang gagawin natin. Okay? Either MLA or APA format would be best. Next is the conclusion. Ito na yung pinaka-last, no? It is where you restate or you summarize the main points as well as your final comment. Therefore, I do not agree na nandiyan na yung mga strong messages or strong statements sa conclusion. No? It restates or it summarize all the other information that you have presented in your introduction, in your thesis statement, as well as in the body, which consists of your supporting evidences or ideas. Now, ito yung mga sinasabi natin kanina, no? So, as you do your research, you have to understand, no, the type of information, ano ba yung kailangan mo. Ito yan, introductory information and overviews, in-depth studies, scholarly articles, current issues, statistics, position papers, and analysis. Next, ano yung mga type of sources na pwede mong pagtingnan ng mga information na kailangan mo. and how to find the sources. No, you may take a screenshot of this part, no, and you may use it as reference as well. Okay? So, balik tayo dito. After formulating your position paper, now is the best time to organize the structure of your paper. No? Ito yung pinakita natin kanina, no, yung structure or organization. No, simple lang, no, you have to start with an outline. Hindi naman agad-agad ganito, pero pwedeng mong sundan yung outline na ito. No, you think of an introduction, next you provide your body or the information, and lastly, you summarize and refute counterclaims. And as you explain the details of your argument and sub-arguments, make sure that you support each claim with evidence and conclude by restating and asserting your position. Okay? What else? You have to end your paper focusing on your argument and avoid you have to avoid counter arguments, and you want your audience to walk away with your view on the topic being one that resonates with them. So syempre ang gusto natin, no, kapag may mga pinaglalaban tayo, ang gusto natin tayo yung papakinggan, tayo yung papaniwalaan at the end of the day. Remember, when you write a position paper, you write it with confidence and state your opinion with authority. And after all, your goal is to demonstrate that your position is the correct one. As mentioned a while ago, one of the purposes of a position paper or writing a position paper is to persuade the mass or persuade as many people as possible that what you're saying and what you're believing is correct, and they should believe on that stand as well. Okay? Last, sabi sa book, no, because the position paper states a point of view, the writer opens himself to biased reactions from the readers. So please take note that some people would agree and some would disagree with what you're believing or what you are with your point of view. So as a writer, no, you have to take it as a compliment that at least some people are reading or at least listening to what you are saying. So that's it for today's discussion. I hope that you've learned something from writing a position paper. No, you have activities on your book in between pages 102 to 110. Please accomplish answering the part of that book before you head on to lesson number 2, which is making a book review or a critic. Thank you very much. 11 Balayong, stay safe, and God bless you. Bye-bye.